So, in this the third video, quality's gotten better and prices have gotten lower. This is true on consumer equipment as well as professional equipment. You know, you can go out and buy a professional camcorder for about $3,000, such as this one here, and that camcorder can do pretty amazing high-def video. With this happening, we also get more options. So even on professional equipment, we've got way more options than we ever had before. Now, this is a problem because it means that it gets pretty chaotic out there in the digital media world, and you've got all these options. Which options do you use? It feels like you know less than you used to. And this kind of brings us to the digital divide. Well, this digital divide term has been used a lot of ways, and you'll find it online if you look for it. And it basically means those people having access to technology and those people not having access to technology. And it says that the digital divide is getting narrower, which means that more people in the world have access to technology. Well, I kind of see it as a different way. I see the digital divide as those people who know how to use technology effectively and those who don't know how to use it effectively. And the problem is that now, in order to call yourself a professional, it feels like you have to jump off a cliff and hopefully survive, just kind of like lemmings. And, you know, it can kind of feel that way, but you have to jump because there's so much technology out there to learn, and now is the time to do it. So hopefully when you jump, you'll score better than an 8, maybe you'll score a 10, and you'll land on your feet. So things are a little bit more complex, and there's always less time. Our lives are more complicated, and there's more to learn, so it makes it harder, but we also have to realize that there's a difference between the consumer and the professional, and you guys are trying to be on the side of the professionals. So it means that you really have a lot of things to learn that the consumers don't know in order to call yourself a professional. And that's complex, but that's what we have to do. So why learn digital media? Well, first off, digital media is cool. Computers are everywhere, and they're not going to be going away anytime soon. And of course, when you start doing cool projects, you get to feed your ego. This is from a website where you get to create your own little fighter dude. It's a Flash website. You should check it out for sure. It's really neat. And being able to create this type of graphic and intense graphic and technology combinations really does make you feel good. Now, you'll have to go out and be inspired, and there are lots of websites to be inspired with. You can be inspired by websites on color and patterns and other things. Maybe websites that talk about different web designs, or you can go out and look at web designs and look at how they're technically created or how they're aesthetically created, and be inspired by those in order to help you get inspired about being in this program. Then, of course, we come to the time where you have to go out and get a job in digital media. And this is always a big question. How do you get a job? Where do you find them? Well, first off, you got to understand what we're doing in this program. And that is, we're trying to make you a jack of all trades. We're trying to give you a little bit of photography, a little bit of web programming, a little bit of interactivity, a little audio and video to make you as most successful in any field possible. Now, we also want you to work on your portfolios, because the portfolio is really the key that gets you in the door. And your portfolio is something that's important that you work on from the very beginning. And make sure that you don't lose any of your projects, because any of your projects can become a portfolio piece, especially if you go back and refine them. As you learn more in later years, you can refine your portfolio to make them better. Now, what's the future going to hold? Well, we know for one thing that mobile interface design is here to stay, and that's going to be more important as years come. You know, you'll have one device that can be a calculator, a phone, a radio, and an entertainment system all in one. We also have advances that we see in movies like this, where, you know, we think, well, gosh, he's moving all this stuff around, this won't exist, but guess what? It does exist. So it's not just in the movies. We do have interfaces where people can move around things in three-dimensional space just with their hands. So now is the time to get started. You need the software, like the Adobe Creative software. You need to spend a lot of time searching out on Google, and you might ask what computer to get, and that's your choice. So thank you very much, and send questions.